Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, recently talked about what he thinks the market will be like in 2023. These predictions come at a time when the world economy is still trying to deal with the possible effects of higher inflation and interest rates. In an episode of the Rich Dad radio show that aired on January 18th, Robert Kiyosaki talked about how important it is for investors to focus on collecting precious metals. He also said that assets like gold are likely to go up in value over the next few months that we'll discuss later in this video. Gold recently hit a high of about $2,000, and Kiyosaki said that the next price goal for the yellow metal would be $5,000. At the same time, Kiyosaki warned that the stock market will fall even more. I think that the next goal for gold will be $5,000. After that, it could take up to 5 more years. You should get gold and silver as soon as you can if you don't already have them, Kiyosaki advised, warning about the possibility that pensions will fall apart. Notably, Kiyosaki warned against putting all of your focus on investing in paper money, which he said has become a bigger problem as there's been more printing. He said that making new money has a ripple effect that will affect things like pension plans. Kiyosaki told investors in general that they should be ready for the biggest pension disaster. If you knew how close we are, we'd have a pension moment, which started in 1974 instead of a Lehman Brothers moment. If you only knew how close we are, then all this nonsense started to happen with the pension, he said. The author also said that investors could learn a lot about the potential of precious metals by looking at how much Asian countries keep buying more and more gold. This is because investors might learn something about the future of precious metals if they do this. Jay Martin, the CEO and president of Cambridge House International, joined Kiyosaki in the conversation. Martin warned that most investors are caught off guard when it comes to their exposure to precious metals. For the most part of the last 12 years, the market for precious metals has been down. Martin said, "I think a lot of people are finding out that they might be caught off guard if they don't have any exposure to old money. That's what I think is going on." The fact that Robert Kiyosaki backs Bitcoin. In the end, it's important to note that Kiyosaki has in the past worried about the possibility of a financial collapse and blamed the Federal Reserve for making the inflation problem worse. In this situation, he's called for people to buy precious metals as well as invest in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, BTC. According to a report by Finbold, Kiyosaki recently said that he was excited about Bitcoin. This suggests that the pioneer cryptocurrency is likely to survive when the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, tries to crash altcoins. Finbold wrote about what Kiyosaki said. Robert Kiyosaki said that Bitcoin is one of the 3 hottest issues on Earth because the value of the US dollar is going down. He said this on the February 2nd episode of the Rich Dad radio show. Kiyosaki put Bitcoin in this category along with precious metals. Right now, this is the most talked about business topic, and it has nothing to do with real estate. Here we have gold. Here we have silver. And of course, here we also have Bitcoin. So these are the 3 things to think about. And the fact that our money is fake is why they're the most talked about things on the planet right now. People say that Bitcoin is people's money. Kiyosaki called the Bitcoin asset people's money because of its potential. Even though the best-selling author said he didn't know much about Bitcoin, he was happy to buy it when it was still worth $6,000. In addition, it seemed like Kiyosaki was praising Bitcoin's decentralized nature and saying that the current money system is a fraud and based on theft. And as of right now, the whole system is a lie. I've been saying this for a long time. This money belongs to God. This is a fake piece of money. I like Bitcoin. It's what I call the people's money. I'm glad I bought some Bitcoin when it was only $600, even though I don't know much about it right now. That's all the information I have right now, Kiyosaki said. People who own Bitcoin will get rich. Notably, the investor has called the dollar fake, emphasizing that the currency is losing value because the Federal Reserve is printing more and more money. Because of this, he blames the Federal Reserve for not being able to control inflation, which has made the economy's future look worse. In this paragraph, Kiyosaki had already said that the Fed's actions are likely to cause a boom in the price of Bitcoin, which will make those who own it rich. In fact, Kiyosaki has said that Bitcoin has a good chance of standing out if other assets that are considered securities are crushed by regulators. Last but not least, it's important to note that at the end of January, a supporter of financial education said that the world economy was already in a recession and that it would be hard to get out of it. Finbold said that this information was true. Kiyosaki is also bullish on gold and silver. Robert Kiyosaki is the author of the best-selling book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In a recent interview, he talked about why the prices of gold and silver, two of his top 3 investment choices, keep going up every day. In a tweet he sent out on Tuesday, Kiyosaki asked, "Why are gold, silver, and Bitcoin going up?" After that, he answered his own question by saying that this is happening because both the lower and middle classes in the US are getting more and more in debt. He begged those people not to get even poorer and told them that they could start getting out of poverty by buying one silver coin, which would only cost them $30. Robert Kiyosaki explained what is causing the prices of gold, silver, and Bitcoin to go up. The famous author has said before that he thinks gold, silver, and Bitcoin owners will get richer when the Federal Reserve of the United States changes its mind and prints trillions of fake dollars. He said that the stock market would crash, which would drive the prices of gold and silver even higher. He predicted that the price of gold could reach $3,800 by the end of the year, while the price of silver would go up by $75. In one of his tweets from October of the year before, he also said that people should buy more if the Fed keeps raising interest rates because the US dollar would get stronger and the prices of gold, silver, and Bitcoin would go down. When the Federal Reserve changes its mind and lowers interest rates, you'll be smiling while everyone else is crying. Kiyosaki says silver is cheap. Rich Dad, Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki was talking about why the prices of gold, silver, and Bitcoin are going up. In his most recent tweets, he talked about how cheap and affordable silver is. He also reported what he had said before, that silver is the best investment value right now. Kiyosaki also talked about why gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are going up. On Wednesday, Kiyosaki reminded one of his Twitter followers that he's been telling people to buy silver for years. He also said that silver is the best investment value right now because it's been getting worse for the last 50 years. Kiyosaki said that silver is the best investment now because it's been a worse commodity for the last 50 years. He then said that the usual ratio of gold to silver is 1 to 15, which means that 1 ounce of gold can buy 80 ounces of silver. What do you think about Robert Kiyosaki's answer to the question of why gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are going up? Do you think that silver is the best thing to put your money into right now? Tell us what you think in the space below. If you thought the information on this site was helpful, please share it with your family and close friends. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for more.